not considering like saving those in case you had that situation at the end of the game where you needed to stop the clock?
I mean, we're looking at it, just looking at the score, looking at all the numbers. If they kick a field goal, it's a 2-score game. Try to save as much time as possible.
AP, that last drive of the second half, of the first half for you guys, will you just talk about what's going through your mind? Just what's your thought process there and the decision on how you guys played that out?
Yeah, you don't want to give them a lot of time. So obviously you want the clock running. They didn't call timeout after the first one. They did after the second. And I believe third down was an incomplete pass. They got the ball. We got a good punt there at the 20. Want to keep them backed up. Obviously, they're one of the best teams in football in a 2-minute situation, trying to give them as least amount of time as possible.
AP, if we can piggyback off Vinny's original question, forget about just individual drives themselves. The play calling overall, is it something that you're okay with Luke doing, or is it something that you need to address?
I think us as a team overall, we got to get better. We were competitive today. I'm not going to get into play calling or anything of that nature. I mean, I'm sure there's questions about what I did, but I think one thing our team did, we was competitive. We fought to the very end and gave ourselves a chance.
And then just real quick with the rushing, there have been 4 times this season where a team's rushed for less than 2 yards per attempt. Raiders have done it twice. Just address the rushing game, if you would.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to Vinny's first question. I'm trying to establish some physicality with our guys up front. Right there, the 3-yard line, you got to pound it in, right? Turnover, sudden change. Should be able to punch that ball in. And it's not going to change. I mean, we're going to keep working on it, go back to the lab. And listen, 3 out of the last 4, I thought we did a good job rushing the ball. And then obviously we came against a team that stopped the run.
AP, football games usually come down to a handful of plays. When you guys play Kansas City, is there a feeling that you guys need to be perfect or near perfect in order to get the job done?
I mean, no, but you can't make mistakes. You can't kill yourselves, right? If you got great opportunities like we did twice in the third quarter to, get points on the board, we got to do that. And then, when you got to get off the field, they did a good job on third down. Patrick was really good on third down, did a really good job there. So, no, I don't think I ever try to coach or play the game perfect. You do the best you can. But obviously, they were better in a lot of areas today than us.
Antonio, your impressions of Gardner today? Someone who got off to a hot start?
Yeah, he got off to a hot start. Thought he made some good throws, good timing, had a little rhythm, hell of a job. Even on that reverse, I saw him throw a block out there on a wide receiver. I mean, listen, everybody's fighting. I mean, I thought these guys were competitive. All I asked them to do was fight for 4 quarters, and we did that.
Antonio, you had stressed that you wanted to be a hard hat, physical football team. How disappointing is it that hasn't been able to come to fruition, and especially like you were talking about that first and goal at the 3-yard line? Yeah,
I mean, that was part of our identity and DNA that we've been harping on. We harped on in training camp. We're going to continue to harp on it. I mean, still a lot of game left, right? Not where we want to be at 2-6. Obviously, we understand that. But we'll go back to it. Right? Put pads on Fridays the last couple of weeks, just trying to build that mindset, that mentality with the group, and we're going to stay with it.
At the end of the first half, what you're thinking about trying to kill the clock? We're trying to get a first down, and they got the ball back and scored a field goal. But what you're thinking as far as what you guys want to do in offense before that?
Yeah, we want to score, but more importantly, we want to keep the clock running. It was 1:57 or so like that. I believe a little bit under 2 minutes. Again, going against a really good team in a 2-minute situation. You want to get a first down. Allow them to use their timeouts and give Patrick Mahomes the least amount of time possible.
You guys all set?
Go. Thank you, guys.
what's today percentage wise? 70-30? I'm sorry? Boy, I don't know. I was typing at one point, they said to Zeke, they sit next to me, I go, well, the Chiefs must have done something good there. You just talking about last week? Then they had it first and goal. But I think it was a field goal. They ended up with a field goal and they got knocked in.
Well, but you guys on fourth down, they were.
Howdy, howdy.
Gardner, in terms of some of the drives out there, I think only 4 of them went over 4 plays. Are there times when you're in the huddle and you're wondering the plays that are coming in? Are you in agreement with them? Or are you is there something that the team you need to go back to, Luke, and sort of back to the drawing board? What, as far as execution on the play calling, are you fine with it, or does it need help?
No, I feel comfortable with the plays we're calling. I think in a lot of cases we got to execute better. They make good calls too. I think there's spots all across the board that we can get better at, and we'll have to watch film, address it, and move on.
Gardner, when we left SoFi last week, you said everybody, including yourself, had to take a hard look in the mirror. You come out tonight, or today rather, you're throwing lead blocks. AP just talked about it. What did that hard look in the mirror reveal for you?
Yeah, no, just get back to just kind of focusing every play, man. Focusing on your job, and that's really it. Just showing up each play with a blank slate and giving it your full focus and effort. Felt good with how we came into the game today. Obviously you're always just a play or two away, so we'll have some more we can learn from and take. But I also think we have more to build on from this week.
Gardner, last week you guys had that first and goal at the 4 against the Rams. I think you threw it 3 straight times, couldn't get the yardage. Today, ran it 3 straight times, couldn't get the yards. How frustrating is it when, especially when games as close as the last 2 have been, that you can't get those 4 3 yards that you need in those situations?
Yeah, it's really frustrating. That's obviously something we have to be better at. We've been getting down there a few times. The defense put us down there a couple times. We got to be able to get it in the end zone, point blank period. If we want to be the team we got to be. I think we'll have to look at it, figure out what we've done well over the last little bit, figure out what's not working, and go from there.
Gardner, you guys got off to a hot start. What was working for you guys early on, and what do you think happened as far as getting away from that, or did they make adjustments, or what do you think happened?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We just sustained a couple good drives, had some big third down plays by the receivers. The run was hitting, and then it's hard to say, one thing or another. Fell out of it for a stretch there, but that's the challenge. Just got to be more consistent. Got to score in the red zone, and take care of the ball.
You guys all set?
I think Brock had 3 catches early on, then it was quiet for a long time. Is that something they kind of took away from you guys? What did you see happening with Brock as far as the passing game going?
Yeah, man, he's one of those guys, the ball usually just finds him, and I think we got to do a better job of that. I think when he's doing his thing, we're better off. I think when we're throwing the ball to him, he makes good things happen. So continuing to put our guys that are making plays in positions to make plays and continue giving them a rock is going to be something important moving forward.
You guys all set? Okay, thanks, Gardner.
All right, thank you.